mostly because the dude was a scammer. We'll probably have a video on that later on in the day, likely be a short type video on the channel. Because got to expose the scammer, okay? But I already reported him to Facebook and stuff, so probably won't be a threat to anyone anyways. But regardless, so probably won't even expose because he's already gone. But as is, when I get home, keep track on earthquakes, updates on the 7 o'clock update on Sinlaku, which would be a thing around 10 o'clock because that's usually when that update comes in. And I will keep track on the little bit of severe weather that is happening today. Tomorrow, a whole bunch of severe weather. Might get lucky with Easy Car with potential trade-in. If that happens there, that's at least something. But be very vigilant on money saving, so I get tags and all that stuff when I can. But get permanent tags and all that good stuff when I can, as soon as I can, and I'll see about getting 2027 as well. But regardless, beyond there, just handling everything else I need to handle, really. So there may be some interesting content on May 2nd, just a heads up there. But regardless, I'm not going to go into details until the time comes, until the day of. Should be kind of a surprise with that. But regardless, just heads up, last week of May is going to be a pain in the butt, probably, especially that Tuesday. But not going to go into details on that either. But we'll see how things go. So, chat filter, top messages, all messages. Okay. I should remember to be doing that right off the bat so I can actually see comments come in when they do, if they ever do, but it is what it is. But it is what it is, you know. I don't really care too much. Things happen. And maybe the reason I've been doing a vertical is apparently better to discovery, and it creates live highlights, which I always make public because it's extra footage. It's extra content. You know, it kind of comes off as reused because it's just a highlight on the live stream, but apparently it does stuff. So it'd be stupid of me not to. Especially financially speaking, because every penny counts in this economy, even though we no longer make pennies in this country. So, yeah. You know, plain flag like that, I can't tell if they're trying to represent Mexico or they're trying to represent Italy. Either way, you do you. Not judging. But honestly, a good taco pizza does sound good right now. Anyways. So, judging by these clouds, might get a little something tonight, storm-wise. If we do, you know, it'll be likely live streamed. And then tomorrow, same thing. Whether it be behind the wheel or on the porch, that's yet to be determined. And that basically the same goes forward in time with any storms between tomorrow and forever in the future, you know? But, especially because raising money is going to be a pain in the butt. Now that reduced to YouTube and my day job, which, yeah. Which is not anyone's fault other than, well, neglecting the truck on a couple things that I shouldn't have been neglecting it on, so that's on me. But it's not on the thing that you're thinking of. It's just bad financial skills, bad financial priorities. That's where that has come in. But it is what it, and the gas price is going up. That is a factor too. But also, education, no matter on that. Still learning vehicle stuff. So, but At least don't have that plate. Or live in that location. But because ew, California, that's why. Anyways, oh yeah, speaking of which, judged by a future bill that they're actually trying to go through with, and depending on how the Supreme Court reacts to it, in the near future, may not be able to cover much that happens in California because of a new law that they're trying to push that basically bans any form of investigative journalism. Now, before anyone tries to correct me, I know they're mostly geared towards exposing fraud and stuff like that, which honestly is a red flag in that regard. Like, why are they against exposing a fraud unless that they're a part of the fraud? But with how vague these laws can be, let's be honest, covering natural disasters as they happen, looking into damage reports and stuff, that's a form of investigative journalism. Which means I won't be able to cover natural disasters that happen in the state of California without them trying to come after me. Sure, I don't live in California, but let's be honest, knowing California, that won't stop them. So, that means once that bill passes, California anyone that follows me out of California, you are on your own. Because no one can cover anything that happens in that state anymore. It sucks, but we don't really have a choice. Now, do we? That's what you get for voting for those people. Just like how you guys always say to us, we get what we get, what we vote for. You vote for the people that would rather cover up the fraud, and they'd rather penalize the people exposing the fraud than to do something about the fraud. And everyone else gets dragged up into the mix. That's collateral damage. This channel ends up collateral damage, which means can't cover anything that happens in California if this passes, assuming the Supreme Court doesn't do anything about it. Which I'm sure they will. Let's be honest, they probably will. But regardless, in the meantime, you're on your own. Now, I will be covering up until that bill passes, assuming it does. But until then, but after that, you guys are on your own. So this is another phase of Democrats defending the criminals while penalizing the victims of said criminals for trying to do something about said criminals. And we wonder why crime is so high in the... Well, that would explain why crime is going down in blue states. Because they make it a crime to report on said crime. Hey! I had it right away. You on camera too. Fucking psycho. Caught that on camera too. Caught that on camera. Y'all saw that. Y'all saw that. Oh, lunatics. Honestly, should have let him hit me. Should have let him hit me. Because, sure, it was on phone. But I wasn't looking at the phone. And the phone's a camera. Live stream. Fucking lunatics. And thing is, I had it right away. Because I didn't have the fucking stop sign. Yes, looking both ways applies. Now when there's a stop sign. Only time that would apply despite the stop sign is if there was a vehicle with a siren on it, with the siren active. It wasn't. Fucking lunatics. Hey, Nguyen, you nearly missed me nearly getting hit by a car. I caught it on camera. Fucking lunatics. You could play back about a couple minutes, you're gonna see the fucking lunatic. So, yeah. That's where we're at now. But hey, that is what it is. We're working it. Yeah, hello Birdseye. Had some problems with drivers trying to take me out of the census. Like, no, we ain't doing that today. But yeah. But yeah, as is. We're just figuring that out. And handling stupidity. So, but you guys did show up at a weird time because this is around the spot where I usually sign off on the stream because I get too close to home, don't want to dox myself. So, especially considering there's a for sale sign up there that lists an address that is close to where I live. I'm not doing that. But regardless, that's about it. Stay safe out there. See y'all on next video or stream, assuming someone doesn't hit me with their fucking car. Stay safe. Bye.